Dave Ramsey's best-selling book, The Baby Steps Millionaires, is a wealth-building guide. The book provides step-by-step instructions on how to become a billionaire, as well as a look at the real meaning of money, as opposed to popular notions of what it means to be wealthy. Additionally, the book includes the white paper from Ramsey Solutions' National Study of Billionaires, a research project that surveyed over 10,000 millionaires. The study discovered commonalities between ordinary people and millionaires, the habits that contributed to individuals becoming billionaires, and the widespread belief among millionaires that other people may also become millionaires. In Chapter 1, Dave pops a question: can anyone become a millionaire? To answer his question, he shares real-life events and experiences of people like Tiffany who have walked the baby steps, how they started from near-hopeless situations and became millionaires after some years. With their stories, the concept of best practices, and the success of the baby steps for 3 decades, Dave is convinced that anyone, and everyone, can be millionaires if they followed the baby steps. In Chapter 2, Dave gives a proper definition of the term, baby steps millionaire, and shares another story, this time, of a man named Webster. Webster overcame a learning difficulty and a mountain of debt to become a baby steps millionaire. Dave also establishes what makes a person a millionaire: a net worth of or above $1 million, not income, nor any other variable. Baby steps millionaires are a group of people who use the baby steps to grow their net worth to $1 million and above. The first baby step is to save $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. The second baby step is to pay off all the debt using the debt snowball, excluding the house, while the third baby step is to save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. In the next chapter, Dave writes on how to become a baby steps millionaire. The first 3 baby steps represent the sprint, to be undertaken one after the other, targeting the quickest time possible. Baby steps 4 to 7 represent the marathon stage and should be carried it simultaneously. The fourth baby is to invest 15% of pre-tax household income into retirement investments. Dave usually invests in growth and income, growth, aggressive growth, and international funds. Baby step 5 is to save for the children's college fund, while the sixth baby step involves paying off the house debt early. The final baby step is to build wealth and live generously. In Chapter 4, Dave shows up the vast difference between the lifestyle of a millionaire and that of a billionaire. A millionaire cannot afford to live like a billionaire. Billionaires own several cars, houses, shop as they like without caring for prices, and own aircraft. A millionaire mostly owns 2 cars, 1 house and a beach home, no aircraft, and still checks for vouchers when shopping. Dave likens the route to becoming a millionaire to climbing Clingman's Dome, and that of a billionaire to climbing Mt. Everest, and adds that baby steps millionaires have a lot in common with everyday people. In Chapter 5, Belief versus Barriers, the author tells of how people have come from the worst of scenarios to become millionaires by following the baby steps. Against all odds, people like Jackie became millionaires because they believed it was possible. The state of heart is crucial to the success of the endeavor. Immigrants and minority races in America face harsher living conditions than the regular American, and become successful, mostly because they have a success-driven mindset. A famous example is Condoleezza Rice. In the next chapter, Dave comes up against quick wealth and all of its disadvantages, and then he outlines the quickest right way to $1 million. The author begins with his story, how he rode the nothing down trend and became an overnight millionaire, and how he lost it all a few years later. Then, Dave shares a couple of true stories of athletes and regular people who have come into quick wealth through fat salaries or lotteries, and how most of them usually ended up bankrupt years later. Then, Dave prescribes a slow and steady approach to wealth building, emphasizing time, diligence, and using the tortoise and the hare folktale as a case study. In Chapter 7, Dave answers another big question: will wealth ruin my kids? Young people often misuse wealth, making older people wonder if leaving an inheritance is even worth it. Dave believes kids can be taught specific behaviors to help them understand wealth and use money wisely. The 5 behaviors are: work, give, save, spend, steward. Kids must understand that money comes from work, they must learn to give, save, and spend a particular portion of their income, and they must learn to manage wealth. In the next chapter, Dave confronts the popular misconceptions about wealth. Toxic ideologies made popular make people feel guilty for spending money and enjoying their wealth. Many blame the rich for their poverty, and others, in religious circles, believe that the rich will not enter heaven. Most of these ideologies are based on lies and misunderstandings, since most people in America are seen as rich by people in other parts of the world. Equal distribution of wealth is unfair. Interestingly, God approves of wealth and the use of it, as long as it is unselfish. Wealth is not evil, as many think. In Chapter 9, Dave begins by comparing his childhood with that of Rafael, who is an immigrant from El Salvador. Rafael settled in the U.S. with his parents on the back of a civil war, joined the army, and eventually married Jo Beth. They became baby steps millionaires in 6 years after definite lifestyle and career changes, and began to teach people around them, extending the knowledge of the baby steps to their communities. Dave believes the rise of baby steps millionaires will put back more good into society and the world as a whole. In the epilogue, Dave establishes that while money is crucial to living a great life, knowing God through his Son Jesus Christ is everything. He shares his experience of meeting God, and how he has found peace ever since. He hopes his readers will take the bold step and find true peace, along with being baby steps millionaires. This book is based on a study of more than 10,000 millionaires. Dave's personal finance baby steps might not seem cool or fun, but they are effective, as proven by many of his followers. The book explains how Dave actually invests in the stock market with 4 types of funds. The book claims one statistic of their study was the average time it takes to become a millionaire is 17 years. The book gives many best practices to work and invest smarter and stronger to help your chances of being one of the people in that average statistic. It also provides an example of how smart investing of $800 per month for 30 years can turn into $1.8 million. The biggest surprise I found in the book was the top 5 jobs of everyday millionaires included teacher. My favorite quotes of the book are, "Personal finance is 80% behavior and 20% head knowledge. The shortest way to get from where you are now to success is by submitting yourself to the best practices of the thing you want to learn and do well." I have followed Dave Ramsey to one extent or another since the '08 crash, and appreciate his advice and his plan. While I've not been hyper-focused on it, it has helped me become debt-free and set myself up for a comfortable retirement. That said, I was a bit disappointed as this book really has little new to add to the books he's written before. It contains numerous inspirational stories of folks who have followed his plan and have been successful, and it recaps the baby steps as well. The only nuggets that I was able to pull from this that seemed new, though not completely if you've watched any of his YouTube clips or listened to his show, was his advice on preparing your children on following the plan and being good stewards of any inheritance. Those bits I thought were well done, although they don't help me much as I don't have kids. He also had a lot of focus on establishing that money isn't evil, and that you don't have to be ashamed of doing well. Other than that, it really was just recapping old information. He did seem to be preaching a bit more in this book as well. Which, if you're a Christian and into that, then you may appreciate that. All in all, I was a little bummed that there wasn't more information and details around what to do and how to invest once you've hit that millionaire status. I had expected maybe some more insight into that next level. His plan is solid, and I encourage people to pick up the Total Money Makeover if you're new to Dave. But if you're already on the plan, there's not much new info to pick up from this book. You can baby step your way to becoming a millionaire. Most people know Dave Ramsey as the guy who did stupid with a lot of zeros on the end. He made his first million in his 20s, the wrong way, and then went bankrupt. That's when he set out to learn what God had to say about managing money and building wealth. As a result, Dave developed the Ramsey baby steps and became a millionaire again, this time the right way. After 3 decades of guiding millions of others through the plan, the evidence is undeniable. The baby steps not only work for everyone, but they're proven to work fast. If you follow the plan, you will get out of debt, and you can become a millionaire. In Baby Steps Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth, and how you can too, listeners will take a deeper look at Baby Step 4 to learn how Dave invests and builds wealth. Learn how to bust through the barriers preventing them from becoming a millionaire. Hear true stories from ordinary people who dug themselves out of debt and built wealth. Discover how anyone can become a millionaire, no matter their financial status. Baby Steps Millionaires isn't a book that tells the secrets of the rich. It's not even full of sophisticated, hard-to-grasp concepts reserved only for the elite. As a matter of fact, this information is straightforward, practical, and maybe even a little boring. But the life you lead if you follow the baby steps is anything but boring. You don't need a large inheritance or the winning lottery number to become a millionaire. Anyone can do it, even today. For those who are ready, it's game on. About the author. Dave Ramsey is a #1 national best-selling author, personal finance expert, and host of The Ramsey Show, heard by more than 18 million listeners each week. He's authored 7 national best-selling books including The Total Money Makeover, EntreLeadership, and Smart Money Smart Kids. Since 1992, Dave has helped people regain control of their money, build wealth, and enhance their lives. He also serves as CEO for the company, Ramsey Solutions.